All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us. Good morning. Good morning. I'm just waiting for studio to bring me on, and it's not an easy thing. Sorry for the voice. The voice is tough this morning. The voice is not looking too good. Um, so I'm just waiting. Siliki is in studio. We are about to start this morning show. In America is what 8 o'clock. It's 40 minutes after 8, and in Liberia is 40 minutes after 12 o'clock. So today we'll be having a great show. This program is all about CPP. Is all about Alex Cummings. It's all about Charlene Bromskin. It's about the CPP ticket. And as I told you before, that we will not stop. We will continue to expand the message to our people, our young people. We will continue to tell them why Mr. Cummings and Madam Charlene Bromskin are the best for Liberia right now. That is the cleanest ticket you ever find in Liberia. All the other tickets are all tinted up, and we want change in Liberia. It's not easy. Change do not come overnight, but we must do everything within our power to talk to our people back home. We must win this election if we want to fix Liberia. We must get good leaders because our problem in Liberia today is leadership. Leadership is our problem. I don't want to put everything on the table right now and start to talk and play our 5 watts because right now it's not on radio. We only broadcasting on. So also you can follow us on if you're on YouTube. If you got your TV there, you can switch to YouTube and just go to the general show on YouTube, TGN TV, and follow us. But like the show first before you can share it. And please share it with your contacts. Put it on your page. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I will be joining studio and I'll be bringing. Okay, okay. Right now we're on in studio. How are you, Arthur? How are you this morning, my brother? You can hear me.
Wonderful.
Okay, guys, we are in
Wonderful.
studio. We're just waiting for them to link.
Okay, folks, now we have the general on. Thank you for tuning in. It's good to have all of you on the show. This is the general show, so thank you very much. Good afternoon, General, and good morning for you're welcome. You are live on the radio.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Siliki. Good afternoon, Arthur. Good afternoon to our people out there listening to us. We are now on 96.1, the True FM. which is also broadcast almost in the entire country. And I want to say thank you for tuning in. Let us have a good conversation.
Bruno,
My name is Munel Kishan, aka the General. This is the General Show. I'm broadcasting from all the way from the United States and New Jersey. But I don't want you to get it wrong. I am a voter now, and I'll be back there to vote. I just left, and I'm back home, so you can broadcast from anywhere. This is the General Show, and Sidiki is the co-host. So Sidiki, what is going on there? What is trending? Last week there are a lot of things been going on. And before I go in, look, those of you who listening to us, I want you, if you want to enjoy the show, it's almost like you're watching a football game. Forget about the referee and watch the game. When you look at the game and you forget about the ref, you will enjoy the game. So today, let's enjoy ourselves. I saw our brothers, the CDC, they had a big program for endorsement from Maryland. You know, when I look at it, it's a copycat because people endorse Mr. Cummings. But guess what? Mr. Cummings went to Maryland. Mr. Cummings went to Maryland for the endorsement. So endorsing in Monrovia, the people that was on that field, one of my friend was there. He lived West Point. I saw him with a t-shirt. I said, man, what are you doing with a t-shirt? He said, oh, you know that we're endorsing, but for true, he's from Maryland. But this guy is a sedition. He lived in Monrovia. He will be voting in Monrovia. If anybody want, look, don't copy us. Go to Maryland, go to River G, go to Grand G there, and go get the endorsement. But if you get an endorsement in Monrovia, it's like you're making fun out of the people. The same seditions, they are. Look, you need to stop this thing here, please. You stop it. Liberian people watching. You see, I try to be nice to you guys. That I'm educating you guys. We can't fall for it anymore. Liberians cannot fall for these things anymore. Mr. Cummings, Charlene Bromskin, and the next leader of this country. The Liberian people have seen it. They are the they are the only one going around the country talking to people. Right now, Mr. Cummings engaging Liberians in the diaspora. We'll be having a convention, the CPP convention this weekend. Mr. Cummings is here. Last week, Mr. Cummings was in Michigan meeting Liberians, not even foreigner, but Liberians, trying to raise money for the election because no election is not cheap, it's expensive. But Cummings Bromskin ticket is the best, the cleanest ticket that you ever find in Liberia in our history time. Everybody are all former politicians, people who work in government before. Listen, we're not here to just recycle. Even if we recycle, we can recycle the other people that honor name. But we can't continue to bring the same old people, my people, and then you expect us for the country to be good. You can't tell me that Alex Tyler is a change guy. No. We all know what Alex Tyler did in our country. Build the first two big houses, one on the left, one on the right. And we know B-Ball 1, B-Ball 2. We know about all this thing. We know the former ruling party, Madam Salif, tried her best. They refused to run on that ticket in 2017. Now today, they won't tell us at least Madam Salif time was better. Madam Salif is not on the ballot. Madam Salif is not on the ballot. And also, CPP is the best right now. CPP is the alternative. When you look in CPP, you find Liberty Party. You find the ANC. These two parties have never taken state power before. And they are giving us this alternative. They're telling us, listen, this is what we can do together as a nation to fix this country. We need justice in Liberia. That is why when you look at our ticket, we got Charlene Bromskin, smart, intelligent, young woman, a lawyer who can go to the Supreme Court anytime and plead. I'm not saying that she will be going to the Supreme Court when she's president, when she's vice president, no. But she will instill law and order because she will be over the Senate. She will put her feet down because we offer, look, we got to fight corruption. Then you got Mr. Cummings, who is a businessman, that the business people for the first time will play a role in government. Business people that want to create jobs. The small market people, the small shops, government need to give them loan. The big businesses, government need to support them so they will employ more people. Government don't employ like that. Government is not the highest employer, but everybody, I understand you. Everybody in government want government job because you saw Jefferson Koji getting rich right in your face. You saw Nathaniel Maggie getting rich right in your face. You saw the president building houses all over the place. So you too, you want to do the same thing? No, we cannot do the same thing. We must fight corruption. We must instill law and order. We must hire people and pay them better money. We should pay the police. At least the police can take care of their family too. We should pay the nurses because the nurses will have to pay and take care of the family. Pay the doctors. Pay Civil 7. Civil 7. Imagine how can you work for Civil 7 for 20 years and you cannot build a house. The only way you build a house unless they put you into good position to steal. So we need to stop all these things. We need to have dignity for labor. If somebody's sweeping, you should be afraid to put dirt on the floor. All these things because we've been having bad leadership. The president is the most powerful position. The president can stop corruption. The president can instill discipline and tell the police director if anybody drive on the tail lane, on the opposite lane, we will impound your car. We need to instill law that when you drunk and you drink, don't drive, because drivers killing our people because you see a taxi driver stopping to the shop drinking liquor, but they don't respect their lives. You will see even motorbike boys drinking and then getting on the motorbike to go carry our passengers. We love our people. Every life in Liberia is important, and every Liberian must have a job. Even if you're not qualified, even if you're sweeping, you should be paid well. So I'm not going to take your time, but this is what we're going to start with. We want to tell you this is the plan of Mr. Cummings. So our Siddiqui will come in for 2 minutes and give his opening. Then we will play the 5 whats and how. This 5 whats and how, I want you to listen to it. Mr. Cummings said this thing since 2017, and he's still talking about it today. Mr. Cummings is the only man who continued to go on radio station and people interview him and going in communities and shaking hands and telling the people, say, we can do better. We can do better. Liberia will change. We can change the country. You on Broad Street, you call yourself Zogo, but you register, you got 1 vote. I'm sitting here talking, I got 1 vote. Siddiqui on the other side got 1 vote. Mr. Cummings got 1 vote. Mr. Weah got 1 vote. Mr. Bwaka got 1 vote. The man who living in Painesville with a nice car, he got 1 vote. Nobody is more important than a friend when it comes to election. When it comes to election, Mr. Cummings have not left the country. All the other politicians gone. Now they're coming back. They want to run. Someone else say, oh, that the best time for me to run. My people, you know the people who've been working. Mr. Cummings been working there. All the other people. Mr. Cummings is not in this thing for financial gain. Nobody run for office, for public office to get rich. But all our lawmakers, then they over-plus rich, they over-rich. So everybody want government job. No. You're supposed to serve your people. The other politician, they say Mr. Cummings will spoil the chopping. So Siddiqui, come in, give me your opening, and then we'll play the 5 whats and how of the CPP.
Yeah. Thank you. So basically, like you were saying, sometime last week we saw a fake endorsement from the CDC, and usually the CDC they are in a constant habit of doing that. If you can recall, few weeks ago they did the same thing. They said, I don't know, 39 or 40 senator or lawmaker endorsed the CDC. And then in our listing they bring up, you will see Thomas Fowler, who have been supporting the CDC throughout. You will see Akaris Gray, and the list goes on. The Senate Pro Temple, which is a sedition, Abache, and then the Speaker of the House, Bava Chimo. So the CDC, they are deceiving themselves. And then the program you are talking about, they call few group of people. How can you say Marylanders endorse CDC, and then you have the program right at the CDC headquarters in Maserati here? Why you didn't go to Maryland and the people endorse you there? And then the attendance alone could tell you that, look, the people on the stage and the people who are on the ground, the people on the stage more than the people who are on the ground. So it's just telling you, but the CDC have loved this track. And this is just a clear indication that, yes, Mr. Weah and the CDC have failed the Liberian people. And so they're not going anywhere but just passing around using the government money, to do fake endorsement and what have you. And then we are also getting news that the vast standard bearer of the Unity Party went to the U.S. Embassy, applied for visa, and then the U.S. government denied him. So now he cannot travel. If you can recall, some part of last week, the UP, the LP, even though they were impersonating to put the LP logo on in their platform or press release rather, but in the NDR, they said they were having a fundraiser in the US. So Jamaican wanted to travel. The fundraiser is going to be, they were doing the first online fundraiser yesterday, but the in-person is a month from now. So which the UP standard bearer and the vice standard bearer and Yombly is expected to be in the US for that program. So he went to apply for visa ahead of time. And so now the US embassy denied. Simply because, the US put sanction on Prince Johnson on the Magnitsky Act. And the US were very clear. They said, look, we don't want any individual, any country, any organization working with those people that we have placed on the Magnitsky sanction. And it's not only Prince Johnson alone. McGill, Betuari, Arnold Sherman, Mr. Sherman, who is a senator, also Arnold Vanny Sherman, and also Prince Johnson. So even Serena Seaford, all of them were placed on the sanction that nobody should do business with. But if you can recall into the last political period, Jamaica been taking instruction from Prince Johnson. Even for him to accept to go as VP to the Unity Party, it was all arranged by Prince Johnson. And so the US government been watching. And I want to say this to the Liberian people. Look at what we are going through now. We elected Mr. Weah as president of the country based on the football he played around the world. We say, oh, they may get contact, they may get connection. Now, they may want the presidency of the country. Since then, Mr. Weah traveled to the US. He's been restricted. He don't go all over. They restricted and say, look, don't go so, we want you to only travel 14 miles, or they give you specific places to go. That is, you don't go to the US if not, international duty, like, for example, the UN Assembly and what have you. And then the vice president of the country cannot travel to the US. Since the CDC took office, Joe Howard have never traveled to the US. And then now looking at this, since the United Party and Costa go a local head, have you seen Joe Baca going to the US? I'm not saying he can't go, but every time Joe Baca used to go there, the Costa used to host him. And then now your VP, that VP cannot travel to the US. They deny him visa. So if you want the replacement of what is happening today in the CDC government, then you can go ahead and vote the UP. And the international, whether you like it or not, America or the US government is our traditional ally. Every time we need help, we run to the US and they give us assistance. And then the US government is telling you, look, we don't want you to do business with this person. And then you are there people that are there doing business with that individual. And you want to support them. This is very risky. And I want Liberians to open their eyes on it. So let's go back to the general to give an intro there.
Okay, so guys, when you listen to us, this is 96.1 True FM. And want to make a disclaimer here that everything we say on this platform is from the general show. It has nothing to do with True FM. So just sit and listen to Mr. Cummings. His planes.
Got a plane is back there.
Okay, I think it's okay now. It's okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you have something playing.
Yeah, my monitor, my phone was on. Okay, so let us listen to this.
The leaders I love, the ones I trust so much, they made a fool out of me. I've been praying to God every day, please give me a leader.
The oldest republic in Africa. And yet, we're one of the least developed countries on the continent, and indeed one of the least developed countries in the world. And I say to you, my fellow Liberians, we deserve a better Liberia. We need to ask ourselves some fundamental questions. Why are we where we are? Most Liberian homes don't have electricity. Most Liberian homes don't have running water. Most Liberians are unemployed. These are things we can change. These are things we should demand of ourselves and of our leaders. We, as Liberians, cannot keep doing the same things and expect different results. We cannot keep electing and selecting the same kinds of leaders with the same kinds of experiences and expect Liberia to change. We have to do many things differently, and that starts with selecting and electing new leaders who know how to create jobs, who know how to grow the economy, who will prioritize the Liberian people first before they prioritize themselves. And this is what I offer you, the Liberian people. The other universal truth that I want to share with you, my fellow Liberians, is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And again, I ask you to look at my record of job creation, of success, of managing large budgets without one penny going missing. All of these things you can look at and compare to the other candidates. And again, you will see that my past performance and past behavior is a good predictor, a good indicator that what I commit to, we will deliver. There are 5 priorities we have, and we call that the what's. And then there are 5 things we call the how we'll do it. And those priorities are as follows. Our first priority is infrastructure. Simply put, it's electricity, it's roads, it's water, and it's internet and cell phone connectivity across Liberia. We have to invest in infrastructure. That is the top priority. That's the basis on which we can and will do everything else. The second priority for us is job creation. There are too many unemployed, underemployed, and unemployable Liberians. The unemployment rate is over 85%. And therefore, job creation is our next priority, creating jobs for the Liberian people. The next priority is agriculture. We are a country that do not feed ourselves. These are things we can do for ourselves. We should be producing rice to feed ourselves. And my commitment is that by the end of my first term in office, we will be self-sufficient in rice production. And within education, we're focused on vocational training, teachers training, and adult education. But we have to educate our young people because, again, that's how we can help them create jobs. That's how we can train farmers. And so these things are all linked together. And our final priority in terms of the what's is health. Because you can have good infrastructure, you can have a good job, you can feed yourself, you can have great education, but if you don't have your health, it doesn't matter. And so health is our 5th priority, and there we're focused on primary health care and preventive health care. So those are the what's we'll do for our people, for the Liberian people. How are we going to do these things? The first how is we want to engage Liberians differently in the transformation of our country. We call this hearts and minds. How do we get all Liberians to participate in the changes that are required? We're going to use arts and music and culture and reconciliation and religion. All of these things, we will be deliberate in using these things to engage us as a people in this transformation process. And so we're doing some work on how we can make those things happen. The next how is that we're going to find the money. We have to find the resources, the money, to do all of the what's I mentioned earlier. And the way we'll find the money is first, we'll go after waste in government. You know, we spend a lot of money on things that we don't need, or we pay too much for things that we do need. So for example, I believe the vehicles we buy for our government officials, we spend too much money on that. We should reduce the number of vehicles, and we should buy less expensive vehicles for our government officials. We need to reduce how much they make so we can pay teachers and civil servants and police officers and the military officers and healthcare workers, people who actually do the work we need to pay them more money and reduce the gap between those at the top and those who actually do the work. The other way we'll find the money is going after this thing called corruption. You know, corruption has been the bane of our country. Is the primary reason why we are as underdeveloped as we are today. And we will aggressively go after corruption. The first thing we'll do is we will appoint a corruption czar, a minister in charge of corruption in the presidency that will coordinate all of the agencies that are meant to find corrupt officials. Secondly thing we'll do is we'll make sure we are giving the resources, the money, the right people, the right logistics to the anti-corruption agencies, the LACC, Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, the General Accounting Office, the Public Procurement and Concessions Commission. We will make sure they got the right resources to go after corrupt officials. After that, when we find people who are corrupt, we will prosecute them, we will put them in jail, and we'll seize their assets. It will not be good enough for you just to resign. So those are the things we'll do to really go after corruption. I have committed that I will not take a salary. The salary that is paid the president, I will allocate it towards helping to fight corruption. That's how important I think it is to us. And then the other way we'll find the money is we'll make sure we're getting full value, the full monies we're due from our natural resources. We'll look to exploit other natural resources so we can get the funds required to fund healthcare, to fund infrastructure, to create jobs, etc., etc. So finding the money is the second how. The next how is we want to create a government of inclusion. We want all sections of our country to be represented in the government. We want opposition political parties to be in government because we believe that having a government inclusion will help all of us make the right decisions. It will make sure that we're spreading the resources of our country across the entire country. And then the last two hows, one is growing the private sector. We will focus on growing the private sector so Liberians can primarily benefit from that growth. No longer should Liberian business people be spectators to our economy. And we want to actively support Liberianization and encourage and provide credit and other facilities to Liberian businesses so they can participate. And last but not least, we will use technology. We'll leverage technology to help us achieve our goals. So those are the what's and the how's. But let me end by leaving you again with these two universal truths. One is we cannot keep doing the same things, my people, and expect different results. We cannot keep electing the same people with the same experiences and expect Liberia to change. We need to elect and select different people to lead us, to serve us, to help us manage and run our country. And the other universal truth is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And on those two counts, I believe I stand head and shoulders above the other candidates aspiring. Together, we will change Liberia for the benefit of all Liberians. We will transform our country. We will give us a new start, a fresh start, so that all of us can benefit from this country we love. I thank you. God bless you. God bless the Republic of Liberia.
Okay, Sidiki, I know people out there listening to it, but I want for you and myself to discuss this thing a little bit. You listen, something in there caught my mind when like Mr. Cummings talk about liberalization policy. When Mr. Cummings talk about don't sit on the fence. You remember when President Weah gave his inaugural speech, he said Liberians should not be spectator in the economy, in their own economy. So what I just listened to, this was done in 2017. I don't want to be so cynical and say that, oh, maybe it's a copycat. But Mr. Cummings said a thing long time before even President Weah mentioned it in his speech. And this man is still saying this thing today. We should prioritize Liberian businesses. That is why you see Mr. Cummings, the only candidate today who have sat with the Liberal Chamber of Commerce to discuss with them. So there are a lot of things. But tell me what you really pick up in this 5 watts. What catch your mind as a young man? Tell me about this 5 watts, because it's a simple plan, but when you look at that plan, it's a whole foundation to move a country forward. Simple, like Mr. Cummings always say, just simple things. We don't need to make it too hard for our people. You know, when you look at infrastructure, what people don't understand, infrastructure got everything in it. It got roads, it got drinking water, they got internet, they got electricity, including security. All these things are part of infrastructure. But tell me, in this 5 watts, as a young man, which one really caught your heart? Because something in this thing that everybody loves. So tell me, Sidiki.
Yeah, you know, everything in what Mr. Cummings was talking about is great. It's a great play. But like he said, everybody love what, you know, you must just have something that you really think from it. And for me, when he talking about education, because right now what Mr. Cummings believes in is investing in the minds of the people. And he have demonstrated that by, you know, establishing a STEM school. And Mr. Cummings, listen to what Mr. Cummings been saying. He said, right now, what we need, and I'm not saying that other subjects are not good. He said, but I encourage Liberian students to focus on science courses. He said, because in this 21st century, the less of engineers, scientists, you know, people who master the science courses are the one impacting this 21st century. Whether you like it or not, you will say it is hard, you know, the science courses are hard or not, but this is what the man is telling you. And that's why the STEM school is focused on science, engineering, mathematics. You know, and that's exactly what. And another thing again, Mr. Kishen, can you imagine you saying that this speech was given to the Liberian people since 2016, and up till now, this man is still carrying the same speech. So it tells you that he knows exactly what he wants to do. Look, when somebody is confused or somebody not know what they want to do, they will be flipping, you know, changing a message. But if you see somebody consistent about something, it means that they want to do it. If Siliki Koma and Kishan want to be chairman of Truth FM, for example, and then Siliki Koma come and say, look, if I become Truth, you know, manager or chairman of Truth FM, I'll bring computer. Then the next day I come and say, oh, I will make sure the transformer, I will change it. And then Mr. Muni come and say, look, what I will do, I will make sure this place, you know, will have a good and stable Wi-Fi connection, so that when people are on, they don't get distracted. And he keep on that message. Look, vote for Mr. Kishen. Because he can come out, come to the and say you bring computer, tomorrow you say you bring transformer. But Kishen goal is to bring Wi-Fi so that the internet connection be stable. It means that he know what exactly he want to do. That is, he's being stable to a specific message. And this is exactly what Mr. Cummings been doing. Can you imagine? He said, look, Liberians will not be, you know, spectator to the economy. Mr. Weah came and captured that portion of it and gave it through his inaugural speech. And today what? Liberians, we're not only spectator, we are outside the field. You know, because they may not know what you want to do. So you will just be listening all around, be taking people. And Mr. Cummings is very clear. Everything he said yesterday is just adding up. But it's the same message in his running way. I hope you know, it just tells us that, yes, this man knows exactly what you want to do. And
let me come in. Then another one, you talk about the education. Everybody think in Liberia that you just put a building up. When you put a building on a school, it's not school. The first thing for you to have a school, you must have trained teachers. You should have teachers who are willing to teach, or else our children will graduate from school that they can't even write a 50 sentence. They don't know the subject matter. They don't know it. We are fighting on it. But the fact of the matter is that we expect our teachers to be trained for our students to know exactly what to do. If you train the teachers, Siliki, if you train your teachers, you can even put the students outside and they will learn. Those days they had a KRTTI, the Kakata Teachers Training Institute. They had all these things, but you can't find it anymore. Today there is no civics taught in our school, so our citizens don't even know the role of the citizen, and they don't know the role of government. So education, to be frank, is the bedrock of any nation. If the people are not educated, the nation suffer. When the president, when the leader don't have a vision, the nation suffer. Even if the leader has a vision, he must look for the best to carry on. The best shouldn't be corrupt people. Mr. Cummings is an economist. He's a financial man. He knows how to create jobs. But Mr. Cummings is not an engineer. But Mr. Cummings is educated to the extent that he knows what a good engineer is supposed to be like. Mr. Cummings, look, the business people are so important. But let's go back to the education, Siddiqui. It's too important. Look at what children today selling in the street, selling plenty chips and doing this. If we announce free education in Liberia today, you see how many children will go to school. So even paying tuition at the University of Liberia is not a bad thing. But it's not this time. Our foundation, the schools, the primary schools, the high schools, they all messed up. Government school, you barely see students going. The parent got to pay almost 20,000 liberty just to send their children to public schools. It's hard. Only people who can afford it, I can send their children to private schools. So try to send their children to the international school, paying almost $10,000 a year. You know, but the STEM school is one of the best in around the world, because when you leave as a high school student, you know exactly what you want. You can go to university. They got other universities that have carried on the same program. So that is good. But then this guy talk about the one that caught my mind again, about all parties. I mean, all Liberians should have the opportunity to work. I will give an example. When Ava was serving as chief of staff to Mr. Cummings, Ava was never a member of ANC. He joined ANC later on. Even Moriah Yakula, Councillor Yakula, she became ANC later on. But this woman was in another party. Look at Louis Brown. Louis Brown is still in his party. George Wisner is still a member of his party. So you don't need to be in a particular party to work. As a Liberian, it is your right to work. The Constitution guarantees you that. Mr. Cummings, president tomorrow, he should not deprive you from working. Like how this government depriving civil servant. Because you are not a citizen, if you even apply as a civil servant, they turn you down. And if you're working as a civil servant, they try to control you. Even the Liberian National Police, I know some of my friends that they fired because they were not citizens. And the people been in the police for long. We got a lot of professionals in Liberia that can work, but we deprive them because they never voted CDC. So you see, so when they talk about when the finance minister went the other day and lied and said they took 27 million people out, Liberia population is not even 27. But for this guy to come and correct himself, we are the one correcting him now. It's a shame. The finance minister talk about 27 million people out of poverty. But this guy never corrected himself. Our population is 5 million plus. But the finance minister said that he took 27 million people as an educated man. Why you can't correct yourself if you make that mistakes? But they will come and lie to us every day, even our representatives. Let me tell you something. Let me just change the topic a little bit. The speaker, Siddiqui, the speaker went to Maryland and went by boat. He entered Maryland, he carried money, the people booing in the market. The people ran after him and said, "We want your money." Now, Mr. Cummings was going to Maryland. He went to Maryland. He drove and went through Ivory Coast and back into Liberia to, I think, St. Pedro or Taboo area to go there because the road is bad. The road cut. I dare you, President, we are not going to Southeast because it will be so shameful to see our president in 5-6 years still want to drive into Ivory Coast before going Maryland, or take the plane to go to Maryland, or take a boat. It will be a disgrace. It will be a disgrace. And I heard some of my brothers saying that, "Oh, look at Mr. Cummings had to go." Yeah, Mr. Cummings never took plane. At least Mr. Cummings drove and entered Maryland and went to River G in a mud. And then Mr. Cummings' responsibility to fix the road. They're not opposition responsibility because the government collecting taxes, the government making all the appointments, the government represent the country. Mr. Cummings who paying taxes. So, but this is the plan of Mr. Cummings. Infrastructure. Mr. Cummings named 3 important things when it comes to the infrastructure. Road is so important, but every government come in, you will fix the road. So nobody vote for you because you face road. When you change my life, when you create job, I will vote for you. If you give me security, when we say security, I mean the country is safe. If some justice for all, I will vote for you. So not because you pave the road, make me to vote for you. No, road is important, but it's the responsibility of the government. Let me tell you what made the government. Road, hospital, schools are the responsibility of government, not the citizen. You just build the road, you just fix the healthcare system, fix the educational system. We will take it from there. But you need to put into place how the businessman will come in. So when you look at electricity, electricity is too important anywhere around the world. For any government to succeed, to encourage business people, first, you must be able to provide electricity for yourself. Nobody won't be running generator. We went to Bikano. There's no light in Bikano, Sidiki. Everybody running generator. It was so sad. We were looking for cold water, Sidiki. We couldn't find a real cold water in Bikano. But yet we say, oh, we've been there 12 years, we've been there 6 years, we still running things. Then, once you fix the electricity, the people who are electricians will find job. A businessman, he will be selling electric wire. He will sell the wire to the people. Everybody will get job. Now, water, Sidiki, water, drinking water. If we fix our water system, Sidiki, there will be no typhoid in Liberia. There will be no diarrhea in Liberia. We need all the things to be fixed. Then they talk about internet. Because a businessman in Maryland, he want to communicate with people in Monrovia. A businessman in Lofa County want to communicate with his people. He want to talk on the telephone. He want to send for his goods abroad. He don't need to be wasting time. You will see business people coming. You will see them outsourcing job. You will see call center in Liberia for our young people to get job. The competition will be there. All that in a job creation right there. The government don't have to employ me. The government don't have to employ you, Sidiki, when you get from school. When you graduate, you're supposed to go to some kind of company. By this time, school closed. Our young children are going to be having vacation job. That's what the government's going to do. Instead of children going in the street to be disturbing, you give them vacation job. They can be to any place after they finish with that vacation job. Some of them get $200-300 to go buy their school book. But now you can't find it. You see our children all in the street. Then we talk about agriculture, Sidiki. We tired giving fertilizer. Government must spend good money to bring equipment in the country. If we concentrate on rice, we concentrate on rice. You know, then we get the hospitals, we get the education system, we got all these things. Mr. Cummings, the only man. Sidiki, you tell me, maybe you can correct me. Which of the politicians in Liberia that you know, because maybe somebody can go to the tire shop, maybe somebody can go to the intellectual center. Which are the one that you ever sat down with to explain some kind of plan for Liberia? Please tell me, please come in, please. Because I still checking. Maybe I'm wrong. But which one of these guys that are really talking to our people, this is what we can do as a nation?
Nothing. None of them. None. You know, and you said something earlier on. I want to add on to that. When you talk about Councillor Moriah, which is the chief of staff now to Mr. Cummings, involvement to Mr. Cummings, and she actually lectured. We went to a forum one day, and she brought that issue as she came on board. Can you imagine? Moriah got in touch with Tai Wombe. Most of you must have no time if you are listening to us. Moriah said, "Look, Tai, I made a commitment to the UP that I was going to support Ambassador Barker for one term. And even if he's going to win, I was going to support him for one term." And the reason was so simple. Moriah said, "Look, the fact I cannot give my child to an 80 years old man or woman to take care of my child, I cannot give my country to an 80 years old or 80-year-old woman to take the leadership of my country." So she reached out to Tai Wombe, say, "I wanted to tell Mr. Cummings I wanted to come on board to support the CPP. But before doing that, the ANC rather. But before doing that, if I can join a party as floor member or anybody, but I just want to be participating, until the election time comes. And guess what? Surprisingly, Mr. Kumi told Ta, say, look, tell Mariah that I want to make her my chief of staff. Mariah said, wow, Mr. Cummings, who don't even know me, knowing fully well that I was a member of Unity Party, that he want to make me his chief of staff, who does that? So it just speaks volume. That this man don't care for party, tribe or whatsoever. But now coming to who's not the politician, that have explained clearly to the people what they want to do. The Liberian people at the job will open the phone line, they can tell us. Every day you listen to those people going for, even the CDC as well, going for political rally, intellectual forum engagement, or radio appearances. The argument have always based on what? False information and numbers. We get numbers, we get data. We agree you get number, but what can you do differently from what we are and the problem that Liberian people are going through to fix it so that they can be better off than the way they are today? Nothing nobody can tell you. The other people choose a VP, the VP come on radio or have interview all of the time. What you have been able to tell the Liberian people? Oh, Kumi wanted me to be a VP. What have what actually that won't have to do with the formats of the country? Kumi engaged you to be a VP. We agree. But yes, you want to be the next vice president of the country. What can you offer? What are you bringing to the table to change the Liberian people's life? Nothing they can tell you. Nothing. But every day, they on Facebook, they get numbers. We are go for political rally. We'll beat the people. We not do agree. Like as if to say the people not saying you are talking about something too. They got went on radio station and say you have taken 21 million people out of poverty. What sense does that make? Do you know the crime in the country? 1 million people out of poverty. I can imagine that. This is 27 million people out of poverty. Can you imagine this?
And our population of 5 million.
Yeah. They just say things sometimes to make fool out of the Liberian people.
Sidiki, when you lie, I can catch up with them.
Yeah.
The other day, Maggie la. Maggie talk about the time he graduated from university here in Samuel 12. When they lie too much, they make mistakes. And our people, we ain't got to lie to you. We got no reason sitting up here. This is not Radio Kigali. This is not Freedom Radio. This is not the ELBC radio. We're not representing government here. We are saying the truth. And another thing again, let me bring something else, Ricky, and I will let you come in. When I listen to our brothers and sisters who say, Mr. Cummings was supposed to go with Mr. Bwaka and this and that. Not knowing all that thing they were doing when Mr. Costa was cussing Mr. Darius Dillon. They themselves were fighting to go as VP to Mr. Bwaka. So that is why they were there cussing Mr. Cummings. Mr. Bwaka cannot carry Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings is this. Mr. Cummings must lead the CPP. Not knowing our little brother, I always call him, he's my friend, Henry Costa. Well, you are trying to be VP too. Not knowing Yombly too wanted to be VP. Darius didn't want. So all that thing they say, you're not getting Mr. Cummings off the race. So my Liberian people, Mr. Bwaka never one day asked Mr. Cummings to be his running mate. Nobody vote for vice president. Nobody. That thing is over. I just bring it up so you can know. Nobody vote for vice president. As show president, we went to Joel Howard Taylor and said, please be my vice president. Madam Salif went to Mr. Bwaka and said, please be my vice president. Mr. Bwaka never went to her. But Mr. Bwaka himself never wanted Mr. Cummings because imagine Mr. Bwaka rejected Tiawan Gonglo. He said Tiawan Gonglo is a radical. And let me tell you, Mr. Cummings is a radical too. Mr. Cummings is a progressive. The only difference is that Mr. Cummings got money. But the progressive people, they're not bad people, but when you poor, you can be a progressive because by the time you get there, your whole mind will change when you start looking at thousands, millions. You start looking at big money. The next thing, the progressive will go into different chopping. So we need a leader that money will not fold their eyes, that the kind of leader we need in Liberia. We need a leader in Liberia that know the system, know what we want. Look, it's the most easier job, the president job. But when you bring good people around you, you can know that this country will be good. But my people, Ellis Tyler, Ellis Kikon Tyler, Corruption Kikon, look like somebody can bring change to Liberia. Prince Johnson looked at somebody who can bring change to Liberia. Jeremiah Kuhn, y'all know why he ran away from? He refused to go on a closing argument because he afraid of Kev Hassan. Kev were asking questions about the government because Mr. Kuhn was in bed with Mr. Weah. They were collecting all the money against Edith Gonglo, spending all the money in Nimba Campbell. Today, the other day, I saw the picture in Basa, Mr. Kuhn giving money out to the people. Look, we're not going to pay nobody yet to vote, my people. We will talk to you. If you're working to campaign, we will give you water to drink. We will do it together. But we will not pay you. If you want damage your own country, if you want sell your vote and suffer for the next 5 years, my people, I can't force you that only you alone going in our voting booth. Ask yourself the question, I enjoy now. You and Jefferson Koji, y'all used to dance together. Y'all used to be under the Palava hut and playing Ludo. Jefferson Koji is a millionaire. All the people president we are get job to who never suffer with you. All of them millionaire. Sometimes they get a parable. They say the truck that built the mansion, after they build the mansion, they say the truck shouldn't pass there. I agree. Sometimes the president will bring new people. The president will bring good people in. But it means that the president will give you money for you to go eat. But this president ought to create job. The other day, they said they opened a vocational school to CDC office. Today, we see nobody there going to school. Whole day, people going in and out. Why we sit there for the people to continue to give us lelo? Whole day, they're fooling us. They will come and lie. You go in District 6, you see Abu Kamara putting rest on his head to devour, as if that's what he can do. You come to this place here, you see a lot of representatives doing this. Akara's grave was broke and poor. Today, Akara grave get almost 10 cars in his yard. He now built a big house in Dwazon, got swimming pool, everything. Now he done with you. And then he telling you to re-elect him. You get Solomon George from West Point, District 7. This guy was broke, walking around. My own brother, ITM, from the basketball team to the football team. Today, he got money. And he came on and said, President, we ain't do nothing for West Point. But I beg you, you don't vote for him stay because we love him. President, we have played football from 1988 to 2002. President, we ain't get one contract in Liberia. No football team came to Liberia say we'll build one academy. But guess what? Mr. Cummings worked for Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola and Chevron built the school. Ellis Cummings Academy. They're the one funded it, pay the money. When I say for I mean founded them, but F-U-N-D. Okay. So they're the one spend the money. And today they put a school in Mr. Cummings' name. And Mr. Cummings contribute $25,000 to that school every day. Look at the school, my people. Look at the school. Education is expensive, but if you think it's expensive, then try ignorance. Yeah. Our children are going to school, they can't afford it. So my people, this thing here is clear that you yourself give yourself hard time. Don't tell the man, say, oh, I just let the man. I will just vote for the papi. I will just vote when I say the papi because the poker culture, we have papi too now because I know you people, you won't get first. But let me tell you, we need debate. We need for all our leaders to come on the stage. We need a debate. In fact, I'm pushing Mr. Cummings to even put his medical record because we need leaders that are healthy. We need leaders. You see, President, we can go jog every day, but we still won't see a medical report. We need leaders that will think, that will sit down and be talking in the night. What kind of man you will call at 4 o'clock in the morning and stay sleepy? How can you call a president 3 o'clock in the morning and the president stay sleepy? The president must be able to pick up the phone. Liberia need to be 24/7. We need to get people in Liberia who working the night. You walk in Liberia, you driving just like we're fighting war. You get to the checkpoint, you see police in color clothes. it reminds us about the war because we were there. We saw rebel in color clothes to the checkpoint. We can't be doing that. I came all the way Iron Gate. When I got to the place, everybody in color clothes. Amen. What's going on now? It took my mind back. I said, oh, damn, that rebel. No, not rebel activity. That police. We need to have our police. You go back to the scene. That when you see policemen coming, you respect the police. We don't respect our police because the government don't respect the police. We don't respect our military because the government don't respect them. We don't respect our government, our civil servant, because the government itself don't respect the people. That's why the people continue on the corruption, because the head is corrupt, the body will be corrupt. The fish start to get ratty from the head. So when we open the phone line, you are free to speak. You are free to speak. The only thing is that don't go more than 2 minutes. We're not going to waste all the time on you alone. And if you don't like me, just say you don't like me. If you don't like Mr. Cummings, just say it. But at the end of the day, there are people who sitting there who will not call. The silent voters in Liberia, the young women. The women are the best people right now, my man. Y'all get vessel. The women are strong people. I see the people selling their own motorbike. While some of y'all all zoot up in the country, moving around, trying to hustle, y'all go to a tire shop and I say, you'll have share notes. Why the women, I implore y'all, the women are hard-working people in Liberia. They're selling the bale of board, they're selling the pepper just to feed the children. I give it to y'all, man. I give it to y'all. But you're the one that can make the difference in the country. Y'all shouldn't let nobody fool y'all. They must pay for the food. When they bring the money, you eat it. But you got your children. So if you vote right, you don't got to say, oh, I see Mr. Cummings here. You yourself, you need to take your telephone and look and see who are these people. Mr. Cummings is a businessman. You will not be selling pepper through all your life. You can't just be selling pepper. You can open store too. So under the Cummings administration, liberalization policy will be strong. To my Lebanese friend there, I'm telling you, the other day I met the other one, he was arguing. I told him, I said, my brother, let me be honest with you, they work in this store that you in. You're not supposed to be in a store. You can't be in our country and get a regular store. We want you to be an importer. You can't be selling the same Marie biscuit. Then my people selling the same Marie biscuit. You can't do it. Only in Liberia. You can't open just ordinary gas station to be selling gas by gallon. You want to do it? Bring it in the country. That is what they call liberalization policy. You can't just open bakery unless we don't have nobody to open a bakery. But we must push Liberian businesses. Even if they say Liberian can do business, you get them money, they eat the money. Go after them. Get the other Liberian men. But we prefer to give it to foreigner. We can't do it. Mr. Cummings don't do business with foreigner easily. Let me tell you today. That's why Mr. Cummings makes sure the people that are working for him, he paid them so they will go on time. Don't you know that some people that are working for Mr. Cummings can even forget? They can get up in the morning. They're not trying to go to work, but because they love the job and they're getting paid, they can get up quick. They just say, oh, why the people behind Mr. They're behind Mr. Cummings because Mr. Cummings paying them. Mr. Cummings driver made more money than president. We are driver. Because that the men who driving, people who driving, you don't joke with them. People who cooking for you, you don't joke with them. Some of you Liberian people, I will talk to you now. You get people working for you, you're cursing them, and the person cooking for you. And you curse the person who cooking for you. You don't think you'll be eating spit in the house whole day? And you cursing your driver, you go eat, you leave your driver outside. You can't even get your driver $5 to go eat. Then you want the driver to stay with you whole night. Then he really say, oh, the driver is too disrespectful. The driver will put the car in the hole for you. And when he do that, he will put your side there too. So you see your driver, your security, your cook. These are the three most important people that look at you. They are your last defense. They are the one. So I give it to you. These people need to be paid well. It's not easy to pay. You think to be driving people whole day around, then the man go home, he sit down whole day, then he get food to eat. Then you want him to come back. Then we cursing our people in the street. Who are you to curse another Liberian who working for you? Who are you? You nobody. You can't be cursing our people like that. Eh? The man, your security, he said the man will go to the market. Eh? I'm sorry. So you see that? So Sidiki, come on. let's go. I got one more. I love to play this. I call it the unity speech for Mr. Cummings. Let's take a few second break and take a water break. They call that one water break. So let's just go to this one. This is one of my favorite speeches that Mr. Cummings gave to the Liberian people.
Let's take some calls because our time is running out. Let's take some calls then
Okay, how many more minutes we got?
We have about 15 more minutes.
Okay, let's take calls. So open the phone line. Open the phone line.
Okay, so you can now put in your calls on 0776 33998 or 0555 3827 are the numbers to call. You'll be live on Truth 96.1 0776 33998 or 0555 223827. So you'll be live on. Let's take our first caller here this afternoon. Good afternoon. What's your name? What are you calling from?
This is Mohammed Siddiqui and I call from Georgia.
Mohammed. Okay. Mohammed, make a point. You have a few seconds.
All right. Thank you very much. I listened to the host of the show because I just forgot my name.
Yeah, call him Muni Kishen, the general.
Okay, Kishen, the general.
Okay.
He made mention that there's a school that
Hello.
they build a school and Kumis.
Hello. Oh wow, I lost. Hello.
Plus.
Hello.
I think.
Yeah, you gotta be loud, bro, because there are other callers. Yeah, hello.
You getting me?
Yeah, I'm hearing now. Hello.
Let him finish the phone by as well.
I said the general said that there's a school where Kumi making financial donation about 25,000 daily, 25,000 US daily. So if you multiply 25,000 times 365 days.
Hey, no. Correct him. I never said.
No, you don't say daily.
I never said daily. I said yearly.
You said daily. Maybe you didn't get it well.
Yearly.
Yearly. 25,000 yearly to give scholarship. Oh wow. Who loves it? Let's take another call.
Okay, 25,000 yearly.
My name is Emmanuel King calling from Broad Street.
Okay, Emmanuel, make a point. You have 3 seconds.
Yes, my own point is this. I'm hearing studio guest talking about Kumi.
The host, not studio guest. He's the host of the show.
Okay, the host of the show. Thank you. All right. He said Kumi giving money to the school to people there.
Yeah.
But just take a look. One day, take a sugar and go there. The school is very, very much expensive. Okay.
Okay.
Don't take it off. Let him stay on the line. Don't take it off.
What are the benefits of the Liberian people for the years over more than 50 years before coming to all to say you want to become president?
Okay, thank you.
What are the development that you have done, or what are the help that you have been giving the Liberian people?
Okay.
So,
Thank you. Let's take some call from our Lone Star line. Okay, let's take this call from there. Good afternoon. What's your name? Where you calling from?
good afternoon, dear brother. My name is Brother Jeremiah Fiawi. I phoned in this afternoon for station number 6.
Okay, Jeremiah, make your point. You have a few seconds.
I don't want for the brother to fix here. The way forward in this country when it comes to the leadership, there is not very common is 100% capable to change the narrative of this country. Because I always tell people when it comes to management, in form that is not very common managed internationally, I don't think the guy that really have reached that level. And he came from there with clean hands. So looking at that kind of person, I think he was the best person to take this country forward. So no argument about it. The only thing is to just encourage people and make it to honor taking totality the view of their lives and the community. Let's take it this coin and challenge. Thank you.
Thank you,
bro.
brother. Let's take another caller from there. Good afternoon. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hello, Maria Mata Kuma, calling from Lubuta.
Okay, Masha, make your point. Okay. Thank you, Masha.
All right, thank you, man.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll cover that. Let's take some call from the Lone Star line. Good afternoon. What's your name? Where you calling from? Okay, make your point. You have a few seconds.
Oh, thank you for the second discussion. If Electoral Committee is a politician or a businessman?
You
What you
said?
say?
If Electoral Committee is a politician or is a businessman?
Okay, thank you. We'll answer that question. He's a manager, but anyway, we'll answer in details. Thank you. Let's take this other caller. Hello, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Yeah, good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Okay, Alvin, make your point. You have a few seconds. Thank you, Alvin. Let's take another call. Okay, the low style and low call. Let's take some call from here. Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Oh, just for your monitor. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Major Coker. I work for the security force. Just when you told that everyone wanted to talk on this line. You see, Nigeria, we need somebody who will be able to take care of this. Then you are told, oh, I already made me down. Also, just to get 3 minutes to go in the prayer. I've been in security almost 40 years. But I was paying down right now. You look at the whole 3-4 of country. So what you're talking, I really appreciate it. I love the way you brought out the talk.
Thank you.
And we can hear another year.
Thank you. Thank you, brother. Thank you. So let's take some call from the low style land there. Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My brother, how you doing?
I'm doing good. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
And let me say good afternoon to my brother, politician, the general. This is J.O.P. Lema.
Okay,
Thank
make
you.
your point. You have a few seconds. Okay,
Okay,
you
thank
have-
you, thank you.
You know me very well.
Very well too.
Well, we you people are trying to educate the people. Some people will not listen. But at the end of the day, one will went in that direction. Honorable Kumis is a fully person. Now that I can see the language to the Western country that is left them who in the country. You hear the whole security for me talking Vietnam, there are a lot of security. I don't think I'm a head serviceman. But we are being led and nobody gets up for us. When I see who ways. But today, the people keep in power and so they are generating so loud they put together. And they fool our people around here. But as a son of Nima Kante, we will live for them, we will talk to our people. Let us see really now that Kumi become president in this country that will teach everything. We are looking for somebody who will come and help our brothers who have now that to govern market in Obiga. Something in the mud. They talk about whether they are in the mud, they are not getting anything.
Thank you. Let's take another person. Thank you. Thank you. We have to go. Let's take this person.
Thank you,
Good
thank you,
afternoon,
brother.
what's your-
Thank you.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Jim Collins and I'm calling from District 3, Masaral.
Okay, James, make your point. You have a few seconds because you have to go.
Yeah, Mr. Kumi, I love Mr. Kumi, the energy he has to get it for the issue of presidency. But the issue of this country, we have a system. If you check from Joseph Junior Robert down to Jowia Town, but Jowia to even become a president for this country, he has to go as his ambassador, and then he Senate before he take over the presidency. So at this point, I think it will not be good for Mr. Kumi.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Let's take our last caller because we don't have more time. Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Okay, Samuel, you calling from Portland. Make your point. You the last caller, so make your point. You have a few seconds.
Yeah, I heard some people that are watching the show. The man saying, we are, they say, when travel is taking money, then we are travel now. I want to pose a question to him. What do you know how many we are travel making and how many women travel making?
Okay, thank you. So now we will not take any call again because we only have 7 more minutes. So before we go to the general, I want to respond to that last caller. Maybe the general will end on the rest of the caller. But let me say this: the caller who say we have a system, we are became ambassador, and the system we have, we will have to be working in government before you exceed to the presidency. Look, let me just give you a common example. If you have a radio and you have a battery in that radio, the battery finish, and you take that old battery and put in that radio, the radio will not come on. You'll be suffering yourself. So the example I'm trying to give you is we've been doing this for so long, in a sense that since it is a system that you in your mind have created, that people should work in government before they become president. How have that changed our country? 175 years. We are still the same country we are. Underdeveloped, the oldest country in Africa. No job, no electricity, the economy is bad. The poverty rate in the country keep to increase. So it have not changed us. So I want to say to you, my brother, let's change the battery. Let's put battery in the car. So let's try this man called Alexander Cummings. Because he comes from a very private sector, very, very clean record, hardworking, and he comes with a fresh idea. He's a manager. And so Liberia need manager right now. We don't need people who have been having the same corrupt experience coming to the president of the country doing nothing. So let's go back to the general there.
Okay, will not take too long. To my brother again, if you listen to me, there is no law or no rules. You got it in your mind. That is how they've been fooling us before. If you go to school, you get your degree. There is nothing on that degree telling you you must go work in government or go work in the private sector. No. What qualify you to run for president in Liberia? You must be a Liberian citizen. You must be 35 years old, and you should have at least $25,000 asset or worth or money or whatsoever. But you qualify. Whether you go to school, you don't go to school, you qualify. But in our mind, if somebody tell me say that I'm Mr. Cummings time, if that Mr. Cummings time, that means you not push plenty Liberian people backward. There is nobody should tell you it is not your time. If you want to run for president this year, it is your right. You can come and challenge Mr. Cummings, challenge Mr. Bwaka, and challenge Mr. Weah. It is your right. If you need to, for you to look for a leader, check 3 things on a leader. That one nobody can teach you in school. In honesty, integrity, and empathy. Because if you honest, you're not lie to the people. You know what I'm saying? And another man asks, if I made a mistake, I was trying to say Mr. Cummings gave $25,000 every year to the Cummings Academy School. That's his contribution for scholarship and whatsoever. So somebody asked what Mr. Cummings can do. Mr. Cummings is a manager. Mr. Cummings serve companies. Mr. Cummings is a celebrity. They see what President we are, a football celebrity. Mr. Cummings is an entrepreneurial celebrity. A black man who went so far to the top and was never audited one day or suspended for anything. He's a workaholic. He worked hard for everything. Now, you say, if you're looking for somebody, the other guy say, what Mr. Cummings did in the country? My brother, Mr. Cummings has done a lot when it comes to education and health. Now, ask yourself the question, what Mr. Weah did that you made him president? Oh, because he played football? And ask yourself the question, what Mr. Bwaka did for this country, Liberia, that you want to make him a president? He never create job. He don't have a company. He worked in government, that's all. He worked as a vice president for 12 years and said he was back, but he was still taking pay. So ask yourself, why you vote for Bernard Ure? Because Bernard Ure is the highest employer. Why you vote for Oscar Cooper? Oscar Cooper got a big farm in Liberia, but you left all these people out. And you elected Madame Serif. Which are the jobs she created before you elected her? Which are the job that Charles Taylor did created in Liberia before you make him president? Oh, because he brought war, you make him president. Prince Johnson brought war, you make him senator. Bole brought war, you make him representative. My people, y'all stop it. Some of y'all, you're telling your children that you will never be president because the time reached yet. No. If it's not now, it's when. Mr. Cummings got everything. He's not looking for a job. Mr. Cummings is willing to serve. That is why he said, I will not take salary. President Weah said told the same thing to us. But what President Weah did with his salary, he 25% he cut. Today we don't know what the 25% gone. But Mr. Cummings is clear on it because Mr. Cummings spending more money. You say Mr. Cummings, yes, Mr. Cummings driver make more money than any driver because the other driver, George Weah driver, that government driver. Government driver don't make nothing. They're not President Weah private driver. But Mr. Cummings got a private driver. He's a private citizen. He pay taxes and he make money. Mr. Cummings pay his driver well. And I challenge you, Mr. Cummings driver make more than President Weah driver. If President Weah driver make that SS man. If you're not SS man, he's somebody. If you tell me say he gets him, but he's not making money compared to anybody. Business people in the private sector, people make money. People make more money than in government. Government get a lot of benefits. So that's what we're trying to tell you about. Anyway, thank you very much. I want you to listen to this and then we'll go to the closing. And I think we call it all for the day. And follow us on Wednesday. Yeah?
We already exhausted time, but you say you should play.
Okay, let me just play. Thank you. Okay, thank you guys. So just listen to this. It will take us home.
My fellow Liberians, despite our diversity, we are a united people, a great and noble people. Through the strength of our unity and the resilience of our determination, we have begun to rebuild a ravished country and have survived 2 deadly health crises. Our people have stood together as one united people, ready to face the future. Whether you are a fisherman of Grand Cru and Sino, the hunters of Grand Jide and River G, the farmers of Lofa and Bapolu, the Gola and Vai dancers of Bumi and Kipmount, the hospitable people of Bassa and River Ses, the warriors of Maryland, the miners and explorers of Nimba, the merchants and traders of Bong, the welcoming people of Magibi, or the melting pot of Montserrado. We are one people, Liberians. We have a great challenge and opportunity ahead of us. In unity, we will rebuild this country as a shining example in Africa, demonstrating the power of a determined and united people. Our economy and our national budget will expand and grow like never before. We will improve the lives of our people and put smiles on the faces of our citizens. I promise you that together we can and will do the job. A new day is on the horizon. The time for babysitting is over. God bless you and God bless Liberia.
Okay, folks, so that's how we come to the end of this program today. I want to say thank you for listening. This is the voice of Siliki Komai, and the host is Mr. Monikishan. We're in the US there. So the last voice you listened to is Mr. Cummings, giving a resonating, peaceful, strong message out there. And we'll be back on Wednesday. So this show comes on every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 12 o'clock to 1:30. It was a wonderful show today. And we hope to have another great show on Wednesday. We want to thank all of you who made me before.
Thank you guys. Thank you. Follow us tomorrow. And I'm sorry, Wednesday at the same time. And it's not an easy thing. We are struggling. We are doing our best to get the message. You listen to so many callers. We are not going to cut people off, let them express themselves. But I'm happy that they listen to us. And every day we got new things. Every day somebody will come up and say, oh, yes, we saw. So listen, you can say what you want to say. You can pay people to come and call in. You can do whatever you want to call. Who want to call can call. If the ANC people, when they have the time to call, they will call. But we know that we'll win this election. We'll win this election. To all our detractors and whatsoever, we're going to win this election. Nothing will stop us from winning. And that is the truth, and that's the real truth. We'd have no reason of lying to our people. But thanks to those of you in Liberia who are watching us through Facebook and YouTube. You can also follow us on YouTube. And we're on Twitter right now. When you go to my Twitter account, you will see this. You will see the show there. So don't forget. Have a good week. Enjoy yourself. Take time how you drive. Don't worry about me when you're driving, please, and don't get pissed off after listening to me. But the fact is the fact. The other side is not ready. I challenge the other side to publish medical reports. I challenge the other side for a debate. I want to see it. But listen, we need healthy leaders. We need healthy leaders. Whether you like it, you don't like it, Mr. Bwaga got a pacemaker, so don't waste your time. And for those of you UP guys who continue to publish Photoshop pictures, you don't see nothing yet. You can go ahead and publish anything about Mr. Cummings that your business. It will be hitting you every day to show you won't get issue, to show you won't get nothing to tell the Liberian people. So all you doing, or what you doing, just to lie. All what you doing is to lie and put fake picture. Mr. Cummings that gay, that your business. We passed that line long time. And I'm calling on people and I'm talking to people who, if anybody posts a picture of Mr. Cummings, all we need to do is to take their face and do the Photoshop and put them there too. Don't put their names. Just do a Photoshop. And if possible, is Facebook will do the one I will do for you. You will not want to see it, my brother. The one will do for you. You will not want to see it. Because I will be blunt. The UP people ain't get nothing to offer. Y'all saw on Spoon the other day, but I will talk about it Wednesday on the show. It's shameful for, listen, let me tell you this. This is what makes it stupid. They say one person called for Mr. Cummings. One. And 100 and plus call for Mr. Bwaga. 10 call for Mr. Weah. And then 9 call for Gonglo. So we way back. It's good. We way back. But guess what? Why you worry about Alex Cummings when you can do your own polls and you get 100 and plus calling? Why are you worried about us? If I were in your position and you're pretending numbers, if I know how, you know what I tell you I will win for? Because I know how I'm standing. I know the kind of work that we're doing and we have done. That is why I am confident to tell you that CPP versus CDC will win. CPP versus UP, we will win. Your house is not even in order. My house is in order. I'm campaigning. You're not campaigning. You can't even go to Nima County. You're refusing to sign document with your people that are supporting you because you're acting greedy. You took all the representative spot in Nima County. Then you want for NDR to accept you. You got up to this month. You got up to this month to do your nomination. You got up to this month. You got the other former members of Unit Liberty Party. And then you run it around and say you are in collaboration. We dare you. Musa Belete dares you. Put the UP Liberty Party. NEC recognize one coalition, one collaboration. The Liberty Party and the ANC is recognized by NEC. But when you get Senator Dillon, or super crook, or man who is amen, I'm sorry for Dillon. Dillon, your political voice is going down and it's going down the drain. I can challenge you, Dillon. You can't win in the next term. You can't. Because you are one of the person who caused this problem. You caused this problem. Yeah. Look at what coming up now. I'm reading all kinds of things on the internet, on Takana station and radio. And they give you a play-by-play description. Bunch of dishonest leader. All you're doing is to go after people's children. Then you want to be leader of our country. You got corruption King Kong. You cause corruption, King Kong, whole day. But corruption, King Kong, is in your corner today. It's okay. You cause all the other people. You get Jeremiah Kun, your VP. Is that a change? We challenge Jeremiah Kun. Go for debate. You and Charlene Bronsky, y'all go sit down and debate and see. He barely don't even know the issue. Eh? Oh yeah, and Mr. Cummings wanted. No, Mr. Cummings never wanted. Mr. Cummings never asked him. People were the one who are trying to vet him. And Mr. Cummings had one conversation with him, and it was terrible. And Mr. Cummings told them, nope, nope, nope. Today, PYJ complaining about Jeremiah Kun. He said that Jeremiah Kun put him in a mess. PYJ school, a on contract, a collateral, that the collateral they put down. Eh? All you're there to do is to suck people's blood. You did it in CPP. You ran away. Then you push Bena Ure aside. You push Hera Costa aside. But because Yombly, she can't think for herself. She want to be vice president. Eh? So all that thing they were doing, that because she want to be vice president, that's what she was fighting Mr. Cummings for. Because she want to be vice president. Then Dillon want to be the president pro tem. You see, all the people are fighting for themselves. Eh? And Mr. Bwaka was the instrumental in the whole thing. Mr. Bwaka was the one. Ben Ayure said, Mr. Bwaka came and sat on my bed and said, hey, Yure, we got to stop coming so. Any kind of way. Behind the scene, he called Mr. Cummings Congo man. But Mr. Cummings was making contribution to his foundation and making contribution to him. Mr. Cummings was not a Congo man. But Mr. Bwaka called Mr. Cummings Congo man. I can never get this country to a Congo man. Tribalistic man. Nobody say you can't believe in your country, man. But what you did in Lofa, what prove it to us? What you did? Then you're to see you people say, oh, Mr. Cummings drove through Ivory Coast to go to Maryland. Yes. Then Mr. Cummings have to face the rule. But Mr. Bwaka went to Lofa County and drove into Sierra Leone and came back to Liberia because he could not try that road again. He cannot. Why you people are so terrible? You think you're entitled to government. What made you think that even if the people don't want George Weah, they should bring you back to power? The mess you created, especially the people who behind Mr. Bwaka today, the mess they created. I was listening to Sekou show. Johnson, Stephen Johnson, up to now, he never reported that. He never put any reporter up. They gave him money to take to the children in Liberia, COP. He ate the money. He ate the money. He said, I'm going to run. But I see now they in Liberia, they're not even voting. They sat down here, all they're looking for a job. But instead of sacrificing to go there and register to vote, no, they're sitting there in America. When Mr. Bwaka, when he will call them, the young assistant director who work in the early administration now, they can't wait to come back to go steal. We're not accept yo. Let me tell you the real truth. You ain't get no new ideas. We're not going backward. We are not going backward. UP, you're right. They had no reason of bringing you into the CPP. But you know, a good they brought you, at least we know all your dirty deeds now. Like Mo Ali said, if we cannot compete in the CPP, how can we compete nationally? And I will catch you up with them today. Mo Ali could not compete in the CPP, so that's why he couldn't run in District 5. Small CPP, you can't make it. That District 5, you do it. No. Eh? And then the information are coming up now. Guess what they're doing? Don't you know they met the guy from Nima County? And UP still encouraging the guy that they were supporting to run in the senatorial race in Nima County against Prince Johnson? Oh, the man having secret meeting. The man is pissed off because the man said, or else he will go independent too. Eh? So tell me. So all the thing here UP is doing, my people, UP only want to come back to power to steal. The election is between us. It's between UP and CPP. It's between UP and CPP. This election. Don't let nobody fool you. We are the one. It's between us. And we will not give you a free ride. We will not give you a free ride, and we will not be the sacrificial lamb for y'all. Eh? We will not give you, we'll tell the Liberian people why they shouldn't carry on. We will tell the Liberian people why we shouldn't carry on. Because you're the one that create a mess. Although CDC King and capitalize on your mess and make it worse. But you're the one that created the mess, especially you who near Mr. Bwaka today. Today, Darius Dillon is so not ashamed to tell me that Bwaka early administration did better. Oh, that now you want to say because Bwaka refused to use Ellen record. Ellen is not running. The record for 12 years that was Ellen Johnson record, and not Mr. Bwaka record. Mr. Bwaka said he will pack, and you all said Mr. Bwaka didn't do nothing. He was sitting there. Madam Selig refused to use him. So that not Mr. Bwaka record. It's Miss Madam Selig record. Mr. Bwaka ain't get no record he running on. All we can hear that Mr. Bwaka served 42 years in fact I go 44 now. Because 2016, 17, it was 42 years now. It gone, let me just say, yeah, it gone for I think it was 40. Now it gone 44 or 30 now, something. But I would just say 44 years. That all we can hear. Oh, I used to work to LPRC, I went to LPMC, I went to Agriculture Ministry. That all we hear, my people. No. He didn't get record. Tell us what the improvement in the group of 77. It's not only group of 77 alone. Agriculture Ministry, Liberia National Lottery, the Liberia Marketing Association. So y'all tell us. That is what we want to know. Oh, it's simple. It's not an insult. What are some of the achievements of Mr. Bwaka for the last 12 years that you want us to bring him to power? But when we see him surrounded by a bunch of corrupt politicians, his vice candidate. Thank God, Mr. Cummings, that guy ain't go with Mr. Cummings. Or man that can't show nothing, but he say he businessman. Use his small popularity in Ghana. His godfather, that Prince Johnson. So that Prince Johnson can be because the man told Prince Johnson, clear, oh, if Mr. Bwaka pass, you know, I will be the next president. So I'd rather go with Mr. Bwaka. That is the reason of Kung go Mr. Bwaka. That is the reason Yombly wanted to go with Mr. Bwaka. That is the reason everybody is in line that if Mr. Bwaka is out, we will steal the election come 2029. Let me tell you something. Edwin Snow and others have realized they had a group before, and this group were planning for 2029. Now some of them have realized that, oh, if UP win, we should forget about 2029 because they will steal the election come 2029. Because all the guys, they are brave. Prince Johnson will be there because Mr. Bwaka will not run again. If he wins, he will not run again. If he wins, which he's not going to win, he will not run again. I'm just giving a hypothetical thing. If Mr. Bwaka win George Weah or win anybody, he will not end 2020 in his 6 years, or he will not run for another 6 years. That means and he will either resign early and Jeremiah Kun will be the next president. And then come 2029, they will see the election. They will rub it, they will put it in your face. Because the guys, they are brave. Imagine the way they're coming together. They are so brave. Too brave. Yeah. But if President Weah win, President Weah get one more a finish, it will be open for anybody. But the two, we can't put them there. This is the thing. It will be CPP versus CDC or CPP versus UP. We know that. CDC is out. CDC continue to lie and they don't know how to lie anymore. 27 million people out of poverty, 27 million, and we got 5 million people in the country. But still, he never made that correction. He never made that correction to say maybe 27,000 people. Yeah, if he said 27,000, I can check them. Mr. Weah, Madam Vice President, President Pro Tem, President and Speaker, the Chief Justice, all the ministers, deputy ministers, when you check them, that the people that he poured about the Jefferson Koji, yeah, these are people who were not in position before. Okay, I will take Joelle Howard because she was already eating, but I will take her up. But President Weah himself, his wife, his clothes, and the rescue mom, what they call her, and Bono, and all the people that around him, Carrasco, he's out of poverty, and maybe the SS director, maybe he out of poverty, so that these people that we can check them. We can check them. But then he lied. They stay 27,000. Because Moluba Molu is still poor. But Moluba Molu is just hanging there now. He eating small, but he poor. That one, he just a scapegoat. In his own party, his own government, he load a slave. In his own government, he load a slave. We still get some of them running around here, still hustling. So we'll go for president. We are re-election. I beg you, yeah. You chase black guy in the day, you won't find it in the net, you'll find it. UP, just run your campaign. And just how you own us will be on you. We'll be on you like oil on rest. Keep posting. What the other one is and Dukley, he made a picture and put a woman or put Mr. Cummings and her hair on it. Look, Mr. Cummings will really get your pressure. And the people that are doing these things, they just like a poo-poo-pa to Ellis Cummings. Some of them, they will never stand in front of Ellis Cummings. Yes. Because they lack integrity. You know, when you're talking to someone that you can see the corruption rating on their face. Although they ain't still yet, but you can imagine what they want to do. Some of them want to build big house than Jefferson Koji. Some of them plenty. My friend, one of my friends said he will be the next city mayor. The few days he changed it again to another position because he's supporting Bouaka. First he want to be health minister, then from that city mayor, but then he changed it again to something different. And people, Liberia, they're not farm. It's been a farm long time, but it is time that we do it right. We need to do it right, my people. I'm telling you, we need to do it right. We shouldn't let these people make fun on all of our citizens. We cannot do that. Yes, we cannot do that. So, okay, JY, let me put it in what JY just wrote. Just how you don't have issues to discuss. Peacemaker. Yeah, you got peacemaker. Dala. There you go. An educated man. The boy graduated from Stade Marie. He said that debate the people will eat. That the simple who cry say, Joe, we ain't go for debate. uh, yeah, to show that UP, the Joseph Boakai people created a mess. How can Ellen find VP for you? For you. That's true, for you. Ellen found a VP for you that she don't want to give you Jeremiah Kun. You don't know that? Eh, you want run Ellen record? Look, you, my man, you just went to school for nothing, man. That's the problem with you. You're still into the children. You're still living Liberia. It's just so sad, man. Ellen found VP for us. No problem. Somebody got to find something for somebody. But to be frank with you, Ellen is 10 times better than Mr. Boakai. Ellen got more sense than Mr. Boakai. Because if Mr. Boakai has sense, you're going to be president today. But Ellen got more sense than him. So that is why everybody look for Ellen. That is why the international community look for Ellen. They will never come to Boakai. You see the difference? Because we go after sensible people. Sensible people. "106 days until election, we have no trusted politician." You chose not to. You see, this Tanu Jala, how you say no trusted politician in Liberia? We're not looking for a politician. We're looking for somebody who can do the work, Tanu. I understand that. Don't say that. No politician there. We don't need politician this time. We need someone to manage the country, manage our resources, someone that will make it better. Tanu, you know that one day. Don't be making the poor low bar now. Don't make the poor low bar, man, please. But we're not talking about politicians. But anyway, you're right, there is no trusted politician. But politician, always a politician, I call it politricker. Politricker, yeah. Good, yeah. That's true. Ellie the one I made it. Let me see. All the way from UAE. Okay. I wish you the best there. Yep. You're right, Abu. You are 100% right. By the time the whole power they won't fight, they will try to suppress people. All of them planning. All of them are telling you, if you hear some of the plans from behind closed door, man, you will be surprised. Some of these guys can't wait. They can't wait to take power. They can't wait. Okay, guys, y'all take it easy now. Wednesday will be out here, and we'll be bringing people up. We'll get some panelists. We'll bring. I'm targeting the young people, the young people. We're not looking for the same people. We're looking for young people. We're looking for students. We're looking for the women. Somebody who will come up and talk. And that is why we leave the line open. We call and give us your view. If you don't like Mr. Cummings, so be it. If you don't like Mr. Boakai, so be it. But remember this, there will be life after October 10th. But don't forget, we will win this election. We'll win in the first round. So if we win the first round, there will be second round, we will be in the second round. So either way, bye for now.